Okay, so here we have a 1968-69 frame rail, and I'm going to show you how to modify it to fit in a 1968. At this point, I'm trying to get it set up so that you can see what I'm doing with the camera angle. So here I have my 1968 rear frame rail template. You can email me at the link below and request for one of these templates, or either I can email you the scale pattern. So I'm just going to scribe around the end of my template, and that line right there is just a bend line. I'm going to flip the frame rail over and do the same thing on this side of the frame rail. When you put this pattern on there, you want to make sure the pattern is firm against the upper flange on the frame rail and firm against the rear spring hanger mount. Scribe around the end of this one and then scribe that line there, and that's a bend line. So here I am lining up with the end of that scribe line, which is basically in line with the bend line, and scribing straight up because that tab's going to get cut off. I'm going to cut straight down to where my scribe mark was. Like I said, this is near about in line with that bend line. Now I'm going to cut up that scribed line to the cut that I just made. Having some issues with my grinder. Right here I cut straight in from the end because that bottom tab is going to get folded up as well. Basically, you're just moving in to that bend line, trying to reproduce the same look that it had before we started cutting on it. Right now I'm trying to fix something under the end so that it'll stand up for the camera. So right here I'm just cutting it flush at the end, just on the inside of it. This cut's being made right where the end of the frame rail bends up. I'm doing the same thing on this side, marking straight up from the point of the bend line. Now I'm cutting the rear cut line. And this line, this bottom line gets cut over and then just cut off the, I don't know how to explain it. Just cut straight in, basically at the edge of the fold. And this one you're going to cut in just like we did the other side, straight into where you made the cut straight down. Now I'm just sanding it, cleaning it up a little bit. Basically just cutting this into the spot where my bend line was. This tab's just going to get folded up. If you want to save yourself some time on doing this for a 68 Camaro, instead of buying two 68 frame rails, you can buy a right hand 67 frame rail and then modify a left hand 68-69 frame rail. So you only have to modify one frame rail. So if you're planning on building a 68 Camaro, instead of buying two 68 frame rails, 68-69 frame rails, you can purchase a right hand 67 frame rail and a left hand 68-69, and you'll only have to modify that left hand frame rail. the piece that I had just picked up, I was looking at which way the fold was from where I cut it off, so I knew which way to fold my tabs so it would be just like the factory would. So the other side folded out, this side's folding in. This is a right-hand frame rail. So now you see I'm looking at it like that, so I know to scribe that bottom tab on an angle on the side that's folded in. So when this piece folds in, it should clear and be flush with the other that folded in. I'll probably make some kind of frame rail mod packet, something with instructions, and also the link to this video, so that I can just sell the little template. Probably won't be much. I just had to see how much it costs to have a good bit of those little templates made up, and I'll put in there the instructions on how to do this and some pictures. So right now I'm just hammering those flanges in nice and flush. I actually made my template from a 68 frame rail, and you can work these and hammer it and grind it however you want, but this works. You could actually scar that line that I used as a bend line where we scribed it on there. You could actually score it, and it would make the bend a whole lot nicer and easier, and then just weld it and grind it. But it works this way. You can, as you can tell, I always like to hammer pass. That way I don't have no issues when I'm doing my tail panel, because at the end, after I get my tail panel and all mocked up, I can always drive that flange back, hammer it back to where it's touching the tail panel. But I like to gain